And the two of you were going, as I understand it, to agree to pool your resources together and do jobs locally and hopefully build the business and get work beyond the local village, correct?
Yes.
Where did you first have discussions about this business?
The beginning of the year, we started talking about it because where we live is quite a small town, so we thought if we worked together, we'd find more opportunities. So we started discussing the idea, I'd say in January.
That May to June 2018, wasn't it?
That's when we decided that's what's going to happen. We first started talking of the idea.
In January?
Yeah.
Then in May 2018, you decide to put your plan into action.
Yes.
Now, presumably you had a discussion together. What did you do next, Danny or Benja, to formally set up the business?
Well, basically, we thought a fresh start would require some new equipment, so because our old stuff was a bit sketchy. So it was just recently my birthday, I had a lot of cash, so I said I would buy all the new stuff we'd need and Benja could pay me half of the amount at a later date.
50-50. You'll buy all the new things. That includes everything you need for painting and decorating. A commercial hoover, you need dust sheets, you need paint, of course, and you need rollers and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the thing. What I need to know, all of that stuff that you bought, what was the basis of the agreement between the two of you?
The basis of the agreement was after we picked up a bit of work, Benja would pay me back exactly half of it.
Benja, you accept that you entered into an arrangement.
Yeah.
But where is this agreement between the two of you in writing?
There is no writing.
Why not, Danny?
Because he's my best mate, so I trusted his word.
How long was a job predicted to last for?
Around 2 weeks, give or take a few days.
What was the actual job?
It was just general decorating a downstairs living room into the hallway, a lot of woodwork.
The job was predicted to last 2 working weeks. You attended, I think, at first. What happened, Danny?
The job, so the first 2 days was going fine. We were getting quite a lot of work done. On the third day, we were only about an hour into the job and Benja turned round to me, put his brush down and just said, "I've got to tell you something." And he said, "I don't think this is going to work with us. I want to leave this and go my own way."
Why did you do that?
Lack of confidence in what it could have been as a business, kind of facing the reality of what is actually going to happen after that job. Just because I had recently took out some, I bought some music equipment, so I had some bills to pay in general, just to fund living. You were of the view that it would be better for you to get stable work elsewhere and not have to worry about the difficulties of running a business, which can be a headache.
At first I thought he was joking, and then when I realised he wasn't, it got heated. And one thing Benja said, he wanted more time to work on his band, and I said, "Well, your band's rubbish." And then he said, "Well, your YouTube channel's rubbish." And then I called him something I'm not allowed to say on TV.
Probably for the best.
And then he called me Gluehead.
Gluehead, pause. What's Gluehead?
His hair's not real.
It's glued on my head.
In other words,
I'm trying to keep that on the lowdown.
A little bit too late for that, sir, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
There's nothing to be ashamed of.
Should hope these lights ain't too hot. His head might fall off.
What are you suing Benja for today?
Half of the amount that I paid for the equipment, so £264.14p.
You agreed to pay half. However, why should you not pay him the full £264.14, sir?
Pretty much because he still uses the equipment. It's equipment I don't use, and it's pretty much an investment for himself. So, as in my work these days, I don't use them type of tools. So, it's just a bit of tough love, I guess, in a way.
Sir, I've seen a list of the things that you've purchased, and I saw some photographs. You are still a painter and decorator, correct?
Yes.
Now, in respect of the list that you have provided me with, which things did you purchase which you cannot sell on, for example?
Well, a lot of the stuff we used on the 2 days of the first job, which meant I couldn't take it back. And I wouldn't have bought, for example, 2 hammers. I only needed 1, for example. Like 2 sets of paintbrushes, I only needed 1.
Have you used them subsequent to when Benja left the job?
After they left, they were left on the job, and I took them and I used them, yes.
You
But
have used them?
I would have rather had the money, as in I didn't need that much equipment.
I agree, but you've got it and you've used it. Now, Danny, Benja, you entered into an agreement with Benja. You didn't get it in writing. That was a very stupid thing to do. Happily, Benja is your friend and accepts that there was an agreement. And that agreement was that you would go 50-50 for tools and things related to a painting and decorating business that you were jointly going to share. Danny, you paid all of the money over. 3 days into the venture, Benja walked off. He breached the contract. Because he walked off, he would ordinarily owe you half, which is your application, for £264.14. And had you brought proceedings at that point, that is what I would have awarded you with no difficulty whatsoever. Benja makes a point in law which is a correct one, which is this: I may have breached the contract, but it's up to you to mitigate the loss. In other words, to either sell the goods, return them if you can, I understand you couldn't in this case, or not to use them, because your loss isn't £264.14 because you've still got all of these items and in some instances have used them for professional purposes. That, I'm afraid to say, is absolutely incontrovertible and correct in law. I look at all the things that you purchased for the business amounting to £528.28. I'm afraid to say the only thing that has been purchased which you would not have bought and which you do not need are the 2 hammers, the total of which is £19.98. You're only entitled to the value of 1. Consequently, despite your application being for £264.14, this court can only award you £9.99. If you enjoyed that video, then I strongly suggest clicking here for more highlights. For those of you who haven't subscribed yet, and why not, so that you never miss out, subscribe. Clicking down there, that's an order.